Hi, in today's session, we're going to learn about the fetal development. This is chapter 34, section 3. Now, the fetal development, the key concept of our section, the development progress in stages from zygote to fetus. Now, after fertilization, the zygote begins to divide through mitosis, and it travels through the fallopian tube. Now, a number of hormones, will continue to be secreted via the corpus luteum, like the progesterone and the estrogen. Now, these hormones will increase the lining in the uterine wall and makes it more thick for the implementation. Now, after the zygote, after many divisions, will become a blastocyst. A blastocyst is
blastocyst. In placental mammals, a developing embryo that consists of a hollow ball of cells surrounding an inner cell mass.
Good. So the blastocyst will form and will attach to the lining of the uterine wall. Now, once it's attached and implanted, three layers will develop: the ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Now, the ectoderm layer develops into the skin and nervous system. Mesoderm layer will form many of the internal tissue and organs. The endoderm layer develop into many of digestive organs and lining of digestive system. Now, these structures all together begin to form embryo.
Embryo, in biology, in plants and animals, one of the early stages of development of an organism.
Good. So, after the implantation, development starts and embryonic membranes will start to form. Now, embryonic membranes, basically, it nourishes and protects the developing embryo. For example, we have the amniotic sac, we have the placenta, umbilical cord, and chorionic villi. We will reach that later. Now, we'll start by formation of the amniotic sac. It's a small sac that protects the embryo. So, amniotic sac.
Amniotic sac. Fluid-filled organ that cushions and protects the developing embryo of some vertebrates.
Good. So, the amniotic sac surrounds the embryo until birth. Well, another membrane will form, the chorion. The chorion helps in nourishment and development. The outer surface of the chorion has small projections called the chorionic villi. The chorionic villi. The chorionic villi extend into the uterine lining. Now, through the chorionic villi, the chorionic villi and the lining of the uterus, will form something called the placenta. The placenta. These are placenta. It's the chorionic villi and the uterine wall. The placenta is
Placenta, the structure that attaches a developing fetus to the uterus and that enables the exchange of nutrients, wastes, and gases between the mother and the fetus.
good. So the major function of the placenta, it's that connects the mother and embryo and allow the exchange of oxygen, nutrients, and wastes between them. Now, this is the placenta. You see these smooth, like fainted structure or tissue. This is the placenta. The placenta is the market between the fetus and the mom. Here the exchange of waste, nutrients, oxygen will occur. Now we have the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord consists of two arteries and a vein that are twisted together. Now, the cord connects the embryo inside the amniotic sac to the placenta. Nutrients and oxygens from the mother's blood diffuse into the chorionic villi, which contains blood from the embryo, and the exchange will happen. Now, the blood do not mix. And some may wonder, does the blood from the mom and the blood from the embryo mix? No, they will never mix. The placenta keeps the two flows separate. Okay, so because if the proteins from the embryo leaked into the mother circulatory system, the immune system will consider these proteins as invaders and will attack them. And that's why the placenta has major function. Okay, these are the membranes that form and protect the embryo. Let's recap on that. So the zygote becomes blastocyst and implants in the uterus. This is the blastocyst. The zygote, after many divisions, will become blastocyst, will implant it here at the uterine wall, and the uterine wall will be thickened because of the corpus luteum will continue secreting progesterone and estrogen. Ectoderm develops into skin and nervous system. Mesoderm develops into internal tissues and organs. Endoderm develops into digestive organs and their lining. The blastocyst then becomes an embryo. Embryonic membranes protect and nourish the embryo. We have the amniotic sac that cushions the embryo. Placenta connects mother to embryo. Umbilical cord connects embryo to placenta. So, the embryo, the umbilical cord connect the embryo to the placenta. Placenta connect the mother and the embryo together. The amniotic sac cushions the embryo. So, that's it for today's session. Thank you very much. Goodbye.